Okay, good. There we are. I have to go back and fix those other streams. It wouldn't let me do what I needed to do. So let's see what I can do here. Edit video. It said it wasn't available, so it kicked me off my own live stream. So I'm gonna go, I need to go here. I need to go to my channel. Go to your channel. I need to, trying to figure stuff out. Technical difficulties. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, I'm just deleting the stream that isn't going to be a stream. Okay, so this one needs to delete forever. Yeah, that one needs to delete forever. Yep, I understand, delete forever. And then this one needs to be deleted forever. Delete forever. Yes, delete forever. And then there we go. Here we are. Hi, good to see you. Let me make sure I'm not watching myself. Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. So today we're doing a couple different things. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. We're going to start out by making fire cider, and then we're going to get into making, my twice stuffed sweet potatoes. So the first thing I think we want to do is get the sweet potatoes in the oven. So I'm going to get some olive oil on those. And then I am going to put it in the oven. Actually, we need to put a few dishes away, so we're going to start with that. Get everything. Just trying to build my live stream thumbnail, and I lost track of time. So we just have a couple things to put away, and then we can get started. Thank you for your patience. So I also need to share this out. Let's see if we can get that done. All right. We're going to go here, open me up, go into my live stream. If you'd like, please do me a favor and share out the there we go. I'm going to share myself out here. Sorry about that. Come on through. The kitchen is open. How was everybody's week this week? Mine was pretty interesting. It was pretty good. It's hard coming back from vacation, you know. I was in San Diego for a week, and it was glorious. It was glorious. 65 to 75 every day. And then I came back to 10 degrees, Minnesota. So I can't complain. It's where I live and work. So just a few things to put away. Thank you for coming through. Oh, it's nice being tall. So yeah, we are going to do the fire cider. Now, the reason I make fire cider, I had never heard of it before, but if you ever have heard of the Bee Lady Apiary, Elizabeth at the Bee Lady, she said to me last year, Karen, have you ever made fire cider? And I was like, what is that? I've never heard of it. Well, it's a conglomeration of a number of things. I mean, it's frightening what's in this, right? So it's got a cup. Here's my recipe from last year. A cup of ginger root, a cup of fresh turmeric. Today we don't have fresh turmeric. We don't have a cup of fresh turmeric, but we do have some fresh turmeric and and some powdered turmeric. A cup of fresh horseradish, which we need to grate that together. 2 heads of garlic. I hope I have 2 heads of garlic. I assumed I did. I do. 2 heads of garlic. 4 sprigs of rosemary washed. 1 to 2 habaneros. Today I'm going with 3. 2 lemons, 1 orange, 4 cinnamon sticks. A cup of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. I have my own, of course. And then a cup of honey, preferably raw, which I do. I have a colleague whose dad and friend have an apiary. So I'm using that honey today. Gosh, I hope I have, looks like I have enough garlic for other recipes. So that's good. Hello, thumbs up. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Just finishing up putting some things away so we can get started, get it looking a little bit more like a kitchen where you can cook. This is, you guys, this is a home kitchen. You do realize that, right? So things are not always going to be in place. So hello, say something, say hello. Come on into the chat. Good to see you. We're going to get started really quickly here. Let me go take my phone and put it in the other room. Get that out of the way. So we will, hello, there's 4 of you in here. 2 thumbs up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to wash and poke my sweet potatoes. Now, these in the store are called yams, but yams are an African vegetable, and we don't actually have any yams in the United States. Yam, I forgot yam is the Americanized word for it, but this is just a variety of sweet potato. It's lighter in color. It's not red, so people wouldn't recognize it as a sweet potato. Hello, strong enough to bend Homestead. Hello. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. Hello. Good to see you. So all sweet potatoes, all yams in the United States are sweet potatoes. Yams are inedible unless they are pounded and cooked. So it's another myth that we have that goes on in the United States. So let's get this started. I just reminded myself of Jeff from Jeff Wine and Dine with Jeff. That's what it's called. I can't believe I forgot. So Wine and Dine with Jeff. Jeff always goes, let's fill up that glass. I said, let's get this started. So let's do this. I'm gonna do some, we're just gonna rinse these off, spray them a little bit. Whoa, I got the wrong one on here. So we have one of those dishwashers that you hook up to the sink, and every time we have to switch out the head. So spray it with apple cider vinegar just to kill anything, because we're going to eat those skins too. Where's the other one? Spray it with apple cider vinegar. Normally I let it sit on there for a while, but we're going to be cooking it too. So that's just to kill any bad bacteria. I'm so glad you're here, strong enough to bend Homestead. I think this is the first time in my chat, right? I'm just kind of a goofy home cook that ferments stuff. Controlled rot, they call it. So if we have time, besides the fire starter, besides the fire cider and the twice baked sweet potatoes, we'll get into some water kefir, because, oh, I gotta show you this. This is so interesting. I was feeding my water kefir, which If you don't know what water kefir is, a lot of people confuse it with kombucha. It's not. It does use a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, but they're called water kefir grains. So I was away for a week and was not able to feed the water kefir. So I added just 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses, right? And the regular cup of sugar. And look how dark my water kefir is, but you should see how alive it is. Do you see that? So if I get a chance today, what I'm going to do, I was experimenting with what flavors would taste good with kind of a molasses base. And my husband has tart cherry juice. So we're going to make a tart cherry water kefir if we have time. So, all right, got to do olive oil and salt. Do I have salt? All right, my gloves for when I have to handle the the habanero. Hi, Inside Kate's Kitchen. Oh, you don't like this. I'm going to be making some fire cider, but we won't talk about the peppers that are in it. How are you? How was your afternoon? What a great live stream Daddy Curbs had today. It went so fast. Just right really fast. So if you feel like it, please share out the live. We are going to start rubbing down our sweet potatoes. I got to remember to poke them with a fork. So they don't explode. God, I forgot how sweet potatoes are tough. Yes, it looks like a yam. That's because that's what we call them. But it's not a yam. There are no yams in the United States. They're all sweet potatoes. We just have to do that too. I'm just kidding. Yes, it flew, especially me doing the giveaway. Yes, I bet. All right. Olive oil. Ha. Gloves. Ha. Salt. Ha. So coming back from San Diego with all that warmth, and then okay, how do I want to do this? Yep, I'll just do it this way. It'll drip. That's all right. The warmth, and then coming back here to Minnesota where it was 10 degrees, kind of a little bit of a shock to my system. Karen, can't you use small paring knife? Well, Kate, that would be too much like making sense. My mom always used a fork. Okay, take this one off. My mom always used a fork, so that's what I use. Oh. You know, you guys, I get a little goofy during live streams because you're not right here in front of me. So I forget, I don't know how my humor translates online. Okay, so we have it salted. I have a very fine sea salt. This is my favorite kind of sea salt. I actually bought 4 of these 6 years ago, and this is my last one. They last forever. So we're going to get those right in the oven, right on the rack. So it's not going on anything. Troy and I do this often. So we actually have some aluminum foil in there. So any salt that comes off will fall onto that. And then we don't have to worry about having to clean the oven so often. So let's get working on fire cider. The first thing you're going to need, you guys, is a 2-quart jar. This fire cider recipe is going to make 1 quart of fire cider. And I'll tell you why I make my own, okay? Because when I was told about fire cider, I went out and I thought I had the price still on there. Nope. I went out and bought my own, just to see if I could find out what it tasted like. So this is African Bronze Apple Cider Vinegar Tonic Fire Cider, 16 shots per bottle. First of all, there's no way there's 16 shots. You're supposed to take an ounce, and there's only 8 ounces in here. I mean, that's what all the literature says, okay? So I didn't look at the price when I bought this. I just thought, hey, $3, $4 fire cider. What I read is $4.99 was $14.99. So this little 8-ounce bottle was $14.99. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. Now I keep this bottle as a reminder, and it's also a really nice bottle to put fire cider in. So I'm not paying $14.99 for no 8 ounces of food or of fire cider. Not doing it. You can't make me. Now the initial ingredients may be a little bit expensive, like horseradish. I used to grow horseradish, but then it took over my garden, so I don't grow it anymore. Horseradish was a little bit much. Think it came to, for these 2 pieces, I think it came to $5. But considering I'm going to get an entire quart of, right, Kate, right? Be the Difference Clothing. Hello, watching ads. Hi, all. Oh, thank you for watching the ads. To get an entire quart of fire cider, you would have to pay $14.99 times. How much is in a quart, Kate? Come on. How many ounces? I can look. So that's 64. So this must be 32. 32. So $14.99. 16 a cup. I don't know. What is in a quart? That would be, it's almost $60. So let's get peeling. I'm a dancer, you guys. Let's get peeling the horseradish. Now this is organic, so I'm really pleased with that. I need to come up with, I think I need to wash it though, even though I'm going to peel it. At least rinse it off. I need to have a cup of this. So a cup of ginger, a cup of turmeric, though we don't have a cup of turmeric. We have some turmeric and some turmeric powder, and a cup of horseradish. That's what this calls for. Yeah, it's not dirty. It's just, that's what it looks like. And I have an old-fashioned grater, so we are going to peel it first. We'll put this here. Here, there, you can see that. I'll try to look in the chat. Oh, isn't that pretty? Look at that. 32 ounces. So that'd be nearly $60 for 1 quart. So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that I'm, I had to pay a little bit for the ingredients because it's still under $15. The habaneros today came to, ooh, that's powerful. The habaneros today came to, I think, 30 cents. The ginger, I buy it in bulk, so I don't know how much it cost me. The orange, 30 cents. So yeah, under $15 for all of the ingredients. And of course I had some. So Be the Difference Clothing and anybody else who just came in, we are making fire cider. The reason we're making fire cider is because everybody in the world is sick. Now I'm coming at it about a month late because people are sick now. I'm sure the flu season is going to last. So in a month, I should still be taking this. In the meantime, when I don't have fire cider, what I do, I used to brew a big pot, like a big, huge pot of ginger tea for about maybe 3 days. I would brew this, let it simmer for 3 days. But I found for cold and flu, hey, Karen, I'm not sick. Hey, Dominique, good to see you. Good to see. Hi, Edward. Hey, you guys, thank you for coming. We're doing a lot of stuff. I used to brew a big pot of ginger tea for the flu season. Now what I do, because of Green Organic Love, I've started with, ooh, that smells good. I've started with just juicing ginger. And really what happened, last week I started getting a cold and I did the rest of my fire cider from last year. And I took a shot of ginger, of straight ginger. And by the mid-afternoon, I was a completely different person. Now, my husband is sick right now. And he has a pretty bad cold. It started going into his chest yesterday. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to do something about that right now because he's prone to pneumonia. I can't believe it. He's not even 50 and he's prone to pneumonia. So I got a shot in him. All of a sudden, his chest opens up, it breaks up, and he's like, what was that? And I said, that's the ginger. We're going to be doing that. So this morning I did a ginger and carrot juice, very strong ginger and carrot juice, and he's feeling like he can breathe freely. So that's good. Good to see you all. Okay, so I got to do a couple things with this. I don't want to try to grate that off. So we're just going to do that. And this is pretty hard too. So I'm going to take that off. All right. Here we go. So I'm looking for a cup. Now I could do it this. Yeah, I'll do it this way. I'm looking to grate a cup of fresh horseradish. This may not be enough, but we'll see. So let's see if we can get me and the grating at the same time. Okay. That's going to open up my sinuses, guys. So you guys, I would normally use a food processor to do all my grating, but I got a brand new oyster food processor with a grating blade. Dang thing didn't work. It came with a blender, and the blender was highly rated, but we don't need the blender because we have a Vitamix. So I put it out there to my friends on Facebook, and I'll be giving my the blender part that does work to a teacher friend of mine. I do like those powerful scents, don't I? And there's no easy way to do this, you guys, if you don't have a food processor. There's no easy way to do this. And my hope is that I don't grate my fingers. Driving and listening. Thank you, Be the Difference. Yum, ginger. This is horseradish, but there will be ginger. I've already cut that up. That's a cup of ginger. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I can get... Okay, this is going everywhere. That's why I have a plate underneath. I should have gotten a bigger plate. If I remember... Ooh, I just inhaled the horseradish. If I remember this from last year, this was the most difficult part. So you guys, thank you for watching me grate horseradish. So anyway, okay. Back to Troy. So he's prone to pneumonia, which frightens me because he's not 50 yet. And we're going to make fire cider for the next go round if he gets sick again, or if I happen to get sick. In the meantime, like I said, ginger juice. I should probably make some ginger tea for nighttime, because that's always nice to sip on. So share out the live if you have a chance. Thank you for coming through, by the way. We're almost done, and you know, I think I have just about as much in here as I do on the plate, so I do believe that we'll have a cup. Okay. So fire cider wasn't, I was going to get this history for you. Fire cider, let me finish this, was invented by this woman in the 80s. And she's a naturalist. I forgot what her name is. She's in California, but it hit the natural world with like a storm, and people have been making it ever since. And there was at some point some controversy over the copyright to the recipe, but it's really hard to copyright recipes. I don't know if you know that. I have some copywritten recipes, but you know, I've seen my recipes everywhere. And it could be that I see them, they look familiar because everybody has, you know, everybody in the natural world. Let's see. Yeah, we got a cup. And it's everywhere. Look at this mess I made. Oh my gosh. Look at this. It's all over. Thankfully, that is why I have. Did I put a timer on those sweet potatoes? Did I? Okay. Sweet potatoes, 45 minutes. So how long is it? I started about 4:05, so 15 minutes. So I'm going to put it in for 30 more minutes. I think it's going to be more than 30 minutes because we're in Minnesota and everything takes longer. So once I get those out, I have to let them cool. Thank you for the 8 thumbs up, everyone. I really appreciate it. Hello there, KC Detox Diva. I am making fire cider. I will read the recipe ingredients again. I developed this recipe based on, based on what I drank, based on this $14.99 bottle of fire cider and a couple recipes. So cup of fresh ginger, a cup of fresh turmeric. We're not doing fresh turmeric today because all I could afford was this, because turmeric here is like, I think it's 12 something a pound. So I got enough to make it look good. And then I'll use about 2 tablespoons of ground turmeric. So that, and horseradish, which we just grated, a cup of that. Rosemary, which my rosemary is older, but it doesn't matter as long as it's not moldy. So some of that, I have to wash that off. Peppercorns, got that already laid out. We get four things of cinnamon and peppercorns. Okay. So instead of talking about it, let's do it. So right now what I need to do is I need to peel and cube my onion. So here's my onion. Onion. What'd you say? Well, when I go back to the Mexican store, I'll see if I can grab you some for $3.99. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. That's a lot of onion I'm losing. I bought an organic onion. Very pleased with myself. Organic onions, though, $2.99 a pop. Living in Minnesota isn't cheap, especially if you want to eat right or eat organically or eat, in a way that's healthful. So I'm supposed to cut, how did I cut that again? Into 1/2-inch cubes. Okay, well, 1/2-inch cubes. We're just going to cut it in that, and there, and there. That should be fine. Yep. Okay. And then here, split in half. Here. Here. There we go. There's our onion. Now it says 2 heads of garlic. Oh, I don't want to use 2 heads of garlic. I think I'll use 1.5 because it's a lot of garlic. I mean, it's supposed to be a lot. It's supposed to be very, what am I doing this for? It's supposed to be very, very, very pungent. And because of its pungency, it works. What did my husband do with my garlic pounder? Maybe put it in the dishwasher. Let's see. Yes, he did. Oh, wow, that's hot. The dishwasher is on dry right now. So my very heavy metal garlic pounder was very warm. This is a Pampered Chef. I've had this for 15 years. I have pounded meat with it maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Put this over here. This is the easiest way to take down a head of garlic. There we go. See, okay, you guys, sometimes when you get organic stuff, it starts to go bad early. A little bit frustrating. Living in Minnesota isn't cheap if you want to eat raw or vegetarian. Yeah, you want to, it isn't cheap. And you could actually, if you wanted to eat, out of the box section, as much money as my husband and I spend, we could feed this whole block. But because we want to eat well, everything's expensive. Everything. That's why I started doing all these things on my own. That's why I started making my own beet kvass, making my own milk kefir, water kefir, kombucha, cooking solely from home. Now, the real reason I did all that, you guys, you know it. I was really sick and I didn't have a healthy gut. So I needed to get gut health going in the right direction. And the only way I could afford to do that was to do it on my own and get all of my probiotics through food, which is more, it's more accessible to you, bioaccessible, I think it's called. Let's peel this garlic. Let's do this all. Do that first, come back and peel it. Sorry, I know it's loud. So I should also tell you, oh, there's one. I should also tell you what's coming up. Tomorrow I'm making a gluten-free mac and cheese, not a vegan one. We are, right now we're committed to 3 vegan meals a week, mostly vegetarian, and cleaning out our freezer and eating what we have because we don't believe in food waste. So, like yesterday, we had chicken breast with olive tapenade and peas and mushrooms. So we're eating meat still because we have it and we're not going to waste food. So what's coming up is on Tuesday. I have to blow my nose, darn it. And we're going to see a Stella sighting. Here comes Stella. Here comes Truett. Oh, you guys, she's got her Carhartt on. Look at this. That's Stella in her Carhartt. See? Isn't that cute? She has to wear a jacket, and there's my husband over there. Say hi, hon.
Hello.
You can wave. Okay. Is that cute? We had a different jacket for her. We only had it for about a year. Was it 2 years or a year, hon?
It was 2 years.
2 years, and it ripped all the way around the neck. And I saw this Carhartt, and I was like, well, that's not going to go anywhere. So it is a little bit big for her, but it's going to last. And it's, it's something that I can stitch easily. Yeah. Well, not easily.
How old is mine?
Oh, yeah, Troy's.
20 years?
Troy has a Carhartt right here. How long have we been married?
20 years.
So you've had that 21 years. No, yeah, 21 years.
21 years. I mean,
He's had.
It's
there's his Carhartt.
threadbare.
21 years. This is what we need in Minnesota. She's got her Carhartt.
There you go.
Yay, puppy! I think it's time for a treat. Stella gets a treat. Can you sit, puppy? Can you sit? Oh, you're sitting out of the screen. That's okay. There you are. Can you up? Good dog. All right, you guys, I got to do that every time. You know that. I got my dog Nacho 2 new sweaters for Christmas. Nacho, what kind of dog is Nacho? It sounds like a what would you think Nacho is?
What do they call those around here?
Chihuahua? Is it a Chihuahua? Is Nacho a Chihuahua? Yeah. Stella, we only have to put the I'm still peeling the garlic, you guys. We only have to put the jacket on her when it gets below.
I put it below 20 to 25 degrees.
Below 20 to 25 because she's such a thick muscled dog, she might get overheated. And she really goes when she's on her walk. So here's our garlic, all peeled. I'm not sure. I forget if I. Oh, I'm gonna make this hot. Okay. Garlic. Where is it? Smashed. So we smashed it. That's for sure. Okay, and then I gotta get those pepper. You know what? I'll do the rosemary first. It says wash it. Like I said, I've only done this recipe once before, so I'm gonna wash it and then we're going to rip it out the. So it doesn't matter if it's old, as long as it's not moldy. Like I said, I do not believe in food waste, so we are not going to waste food. I'm over here. It's that cold. Oh, heck. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah. We woke up this morning and it was 8. Last year, Kate knows this. We went through, because her daughter lives up here someplace. We went through a polar vortex and it was 38 below. And then the wind chill was something like 50 below, 51, 52. We couldn't send kids to school for over a week because nothing would work. Troy and I, our pipes froze, but didn't burst. We were lucky. The neighbor here a couple years ago, his pipes burst. So there's the rosemary. So we can move all of this aside and get another cutting board. So like I said, the rosemary is old, but it wasn't moldy. It's going to be fermenting in apple cider vinegar and honey anyway. So it would turn colors. It's going to sit for a month. All right. Now, you guys, this part scares me. I've not done 3 habaneros. I think I only did 1 last year. So this will be quite the experience. Got to get my hands dry so I can get some gloves on. So fire cider has a ton of ingredients, but it's also really, really very, it really works. Some people you could insulate your, they are. They are. It's butt cold sometimes. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I haven't used, this is the first time. So I've only made this once before, and I think I only used one habanero last year. I'm going to use 3 because I want it super, super, I want it to shock the system. So it did not say to take the seeds out. Well, there aren't any seeds. There's like 3 seeds. So it just said have them, cut them in half. I think that's good because if I turned it into a mash, then that would be bad. That would be very bad. So there we go. Pretty, pretty. And then we'll get rid of that. For the turmeric, I peeled it already. We just cut it into discs. And then we will put along with this, we'll put 2 tablespoons of turmeric. So. So here's this so far, and then I'll take 2 tablespoons of turmeric. All of this gets dumped into the jar. So 1. You know what? I'm one of those people, you guys, that doesn't really like turmeric, and it's supposed to be so good for you. It's good for inflammation and all that. But if I have like a curry or something, I can't. It does something to me. So here's what we have here is our turmeric and our turmeric powder. We have our ginger, a cup of ginger. We have our 3 habaneros cut up. And here we have our 4 cinnamon sticks and our tablespoon of peppercorn. Here we have what did I do with our garlic? Oh yeah. Here we have our onion cut up into 1/2-inch pieces. And then we have our garlic and our rosemary. And as I said before, the rosemary is old, but it wasn't moldy, so it's okay to use. And then we have our cup of horseradish. Now what we need to do is we need to cut up our lemons and our orange. And I think we're going to keep the rind on. Yep, we're going to keep the rind on. So I am using 2 Myers lemons because I like the flavor better, even though it's going to be mixed in with all of this stuff. It's a sweeter lemon. And then I'm just using a regular old navel orange. So, did you eat any lunch?
What did I have? I had, we got back from...
Listen to his voice.
Yeah. Post-vacation sickness. I had something. I had a slice of that cheese. I did have some chocolate milk.
He's making his tart cherry juice. This is for his gout.
Gout relief. Actually.
So how do you make
gout defense? Well,
because I'm gonna make
they recommend at least 2 ounces of tart cherry concentrate per day, either topped off with some water to make it a juice, or you can take it straight. And I like to make a juice if I'm thirsty. So if you make 8, now that's 6 ounces, but if I need 8 ounces of juice, I use 2. If you want 8 ounces of juice?
Well,
so I use 2 ounces and then fill this up with 4 more ounces to make 6. But just put a little more in there, and then I just measured it. I don't measure it exactly, but I took 2 ounces and saw about where it goes.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I do want to taste and see if that's the concentrate you like. If you're gonna put some in your stuff. It's sour.
It's a little sour.
Well, there's no added sugar or anything.
Okay, well that's fine because the molasses is really strong in the water kefir.
Okay.
Well, there's your Troy sighting. Oh no! Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because this happened yesterday and I got kicked off altogether. Please put something in the chat if you can hear me. Or I can do this. See if I can hear myself. Or I can do this. Okay, I can hear myself. Yep. Okay, because I don't even have to say. I don't have to say it. I just got kicked out of my own live. I can't chat from here. If I needed to type something, I don't think won't even let me. I'll go to the nope, won't even let me type. So there's something wrong, but you guys say you can hear me. What's interesting is that I can go over here to where it's up and I can see comments. So I'm going to have to go back and forth or get a different machine open. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get my school laptop. I'll be right back because otherwise I can't see the chat and I don't want to keep toggling between screens. Yeah, this drives me crazy. This has happened all day with YouTube. Kate, are you still here? Did you notice anything? Why don't I have you over here? Yes, I have the laptop at the sink. Kate, did you notice anything in Daddy Curb's live? Did you keep getting kicked out? Because that's happened all. Let's see. Okay, so close this. Thank you for your patience. I just want to be able to see what people are saying, and I can't see. This is what happened yesterday in my live stream. Okay, come on. Okay, let's just go YouTube again. Thank you for your patience, like I said. Okay. I should be able to go to my channel. Nose. The nose knows. Okay. There we go. Now where to put this so that I don't need to watch my own commercials. Okay. That happened to me 5 times in Daddy Curb's live. Okay, so I don't know where to put this so that I can see it because I can't see the chat there anymore. Maybe I'll get another wine box. YouTube is just having technical difficulties. You know what I think happens is that when YouTube updates, it causes a bunch of glitches. So we gotta. Hey, John, how are you? Excuse me. Let me get that right. Hey, Happy, how are you? Good to see you. We are. Whoa! Almost lost you off the wine box. We are. I have to have 2 screens open right now because I can't see the chat here, but I can see it here. So hopefully that won't make it so that I buffer. I'm gonna buffer, aren't I? Who knows? Okay. That's right. I got a little distracted. Sorry. Here we go. We're gonna cut these up. I have already washed these, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay. I'm just going to cut the Myers lemons into quarters, and then the orange I'll cut into eighths. Or did I just cut these into eighths? 16ths. So Happy, we're making fire cider. I'm sure you saw that in the title. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. So fire cider, the purpose is to knock out the cold or stop it from even getting there. And in our case, I didn't get this made in time for Troy to survive or, not get sick. But I have been feeding him straight ginger these days. So hopefully he will get better. He sounds better than he did yesterday. There we go. Was that my last ingredient? Yes. So now we can start layering. So hello, who's here? I got 10 in the house, 9 thumbs up. I think we can do a little better than that. So we're going to start layering. And it doesn't matter how you layer it. I think I'm going to put half of a lot of stuff in, put the fruit in the middle, and half of the other stuff. So move this. This is here. Get some light on that. So I'm going to put in half of the oh my God, oh my God, you guys, that's powerful. That's just like, wow, that's kind of like the pepper punch. Look at that's, oh, that horseradish. Oh my gosh. Okay. Powerful. Half the ginger. Don't throw it all over the place. Oh gosh. We'll put in the turmeric powder next because I want that to stay more towards the bottom. Oh. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Half the garlic. Half the rosemary. Half the onion. Oh gosh, you guys, that horseradish is really, really powerful. I'll put all the fruit in the middle because that'll tend to float. And then put the other half of the stuff in there. Okay, so we'll start. Oops, and I forgot the habaneros. Okay. I'm gonna mix those in a little bit. Okay. Habaneros down. All right. Again, we're gonna put in, oh boy, half the turmeric, the other half of the turmeric, and any powder. Half the ginger. The other half of the garlic. The other half of the rosemary. Let's put those habaneros in now. Half the onion. Let's tuck our cinnamon in. Just tuck it in there. This is going to be so powerful. Got that in there. Good. Let's peppercorns down in there. Rest the onion. Hey, Heavy. I'll knock you off your feet. Yeah. Woo. Yes, 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 yes. It is knocking me off my feet as we speak. And oh my God. Okay. All right. I have made a terrible mess in here. Now, what I need to do is take 3 cups of raw unfiltered apple cider. And you guys know I make my own apple cider, so I'm going to pull out what I have in the refrigerator. Oh, there it is. Okay, and I'm going to put 3 cups of this in. Got it. Oh my God, that. Oh my raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar. That's 1 cup. Let's get that going down there. 2 cups. It's just under 2 cups, so I'm going to have to put over. Okay. Let's go get, I have another one that I bottled just, I don't know, a few weeks ago. The one that, yeah, I made this 1020. So it looks like it has, I'm trying to see. Looks like it, oh, it's alive. It's quite alive. Okay. I might still have beer. I think it's vinegar. What is going on here? That's awesome, honey. I think I made hard apple cider instead of, instead of apple cider.
How does that happen?
I have no idea. I mean, it's been bottled since the, you guys, this is awesome. Oh, those still need a good 20. Okay, let me see what I did here. Well, they call it live for a reason, don't they? Man, that's going to work on something up here. Oh, okay, let's see. I think I have hard apple cider. I wonder, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use it, though. Maybe not. This is apple cider vinegar. Oh my God, I'm going to get drunk if I drink this. I am not lying to you. This is, I got to try to taste this. That's a hard cider, isn't it?
Hard cider, it's a hard vinegar is what it is.
So will it go to vinegar at some point?
It tastes like it's already vinegar, but it's fermented vinegar. It tastes vinegary to me, but also fermented.
Well, it's fermented because it's apple cider. You guys, I have liquor here. This is straight up liquor. I think it needs more time. What do you think? Should I keep it on the shelf? Now that it's,
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Can you use it if it's just got a high alcohol content?
I think I can. What?
Just use it for, I mean, what would you put it in that we would eat?
Well, I would use it in this ferment that's going to sit on the counter for a month. Do you think that'll be fine? It's an alcohol now.
Yeah.
Do you think it's?
I don't really know.
I need some help, you guys. Oh, I'm frozen. No, I'm not. So, should I use this or not? It's got alcohol in it. It's really kind of It's kind of strong. Will it? This is a ferment for. This is a. I can't imagine that it's bad. What do you think?
I don't think it'll be bad, but it might. If you're
Will
putting
it?
as a starter in another batch of something, it might taint that. Is what I'm saying. Is that what you're gonna do? Is you're gonna put it in another
No, I'm
ferment?
putting it in here. This is going to ferment. I mean, it's
Why
not
are you,
really.
why are you putting it in there as a starter?
No, not as a starter. This is fire cider, so it's all of this stuff is going to infuse in the apple cider.
Oh, so it's all. Is that already in there? The apple cider.
This is not in there. The last of my apple cider is in there, and then I went to open up the new one, and it's hard
So
cider.
you didn't taste the one that you put in here. That was an alcohol that you.
No, that wasn't alcohol.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't add it to anything
else. Okay, I'll just use this
because I don't think it's. I mean, it's just not right.
It's just not right. He said it's not right.
Well, it's not.
That just ain't right.
It isn't right.
Ain't right.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I wouldn't put it in anything because it'll.
I'll use my.
Okay. I don't know why that happened. That's weird.
Oh, I don't have enough room. I got to get the honey in there too. Well, I could use a pounder. What do you think, guys? Your honey fermented. Okay. Troy says don't because it ain't right. So I think I just wonder, should I put it back on the shelf? Now, I'm going to put it back on the shelf because it has to get past the alcohol stage to become vinegar. And it may be because our house is so cold that it didn't quite get there yet. I know this isn't going to explode because this is a brew. Oh, honey, do you think because it was in a brown bottle?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Anyway, it's going back on the shelf. Which means, honey,
it almost seems like it had more sugar in it than normal for it to do that.
You know what? Remember, that's the batch that the plantains or the fruit flies found.
Oh,
so
that was okay.
So it may not have.
Was in there under very warm conditions for a long time.
Right. That's how it was supposed to.
For that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll never figure it out. Making moonshine. Cheers. Okay, go up. Okay, and I have a cup of honey left. I need to warm this so that it'll go in there. Okay. Put this in the microwave for a little bit so that it flows easier. A lot of people say, don't do that. It kills it. No, I'm only going for 15 seconds. We'll be fine. Wow, wasn't that interesting? And yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a buzz on that. Who just came in? Right, making moonshine. Yeah, you guys, I guess I can make liquor. Didn't even know it. Oh, there we go. We have some flow now. So a cup of this, and I hope I can get it all in here. All right. So my colleague has a dad who has a friend who has a bee apiary, or who has an apiary. And so this comes from somewhere near Ely, Minnesota, way up north. Let me get. Yeah, this is really going to rock my world when it's done. Let's see. So if anybody sees the bee lady, tell her I made her fire cider again. Okay, so set at room temperature. Close up the jar tightly. Okay. Yeah, if I use that other stuff, if I had used the liquor, the apple liquor, if I had used that, I might have some explosive stuff going on because there are lots of sugars in here. And so we don't want it to explode. All right. And with this, it's not going to mold because it's got vinegar in there. It's not going to, and it's got honey, both which are honey is antibacterial, antiviral. So I'm just going to try to get some more liquid down push that liquid down there. Then I have to wipe off this jar. It's going to go on the counter. And we have our fire cider in a month. We'll keep checking on it. Okay. Let me wipe this off. I'm going to need a canning lid for this. Okay. There you go. Fire cider. And it's going to be powerful. Into the fermentation station it goes. All right, who do we have? Mine did the same thing. Enough said. Oh, yours did the same thing. This is the first time apple cider vinegar has done this to me. Well, so what happened? Hold on, you guys. What had happened was I caught myself thinking it was a good idea to make fried plantains. So I brought some plantains in the house. I didn't think like you would think with a banana. With a banana, that fruit flies come out of them. You know this. You know it. And so all of a sudden we have plantains ripening on the counter because we need them to get those dark spots. And all of a sudden there's lots and lots of fruit flies. And they're huge. They're like plantain fruit flies. And I was like, oh, how do we get rid of these? And we put traps all around and suddenly they just disappeared. And I was getting ready to do a live stream so that I could show the progress of the apple cider vinegar. I go back into the back room and I see fruit flies all over on top of my apple cider vinegar. Then I saw that they had drilled holes into the cloth through everything and landed on my apple cider vinegar SCOBY. And did what they do, be fruitful and multiply. But they died because of the acidic acid. However, once I got the SCOBY out of there, everything was fine. So I was like, okay, you don't want to I shouldn't be telling this story, but it was like, okay, so it's fine. Thing is, it wasn't fermented. The reason we have wine or hard apple cider, my husband says hard apple cider vinegar, is because it didn't get to ferment long enough in the jar. So I'll go get my other one. So I had to start over, completely over. And there will never, ever be another plantain in this house. I will tell you that. There will never be another plantain. Okay. In a little bit, I'll go get my apple cider vinegar. Right now, what we need to do is check out the sweet potatoes and see where they are in terms of being done. And if they're done, then I have to let them cool for a while. And in the process, while they are cooling, I'm going to let them go for the 8 minutes that I have them on. But in the process of them cooling, what we'll do is we'll make some cherry juice, and we'll get the water kefir going, because I do need some water kefir. I would love some water kefir. The mango, you guys, I can't tell you enough how great the mango is. Anyway, let me clear some stuff up so I can put all of these things away. Black beans I need out. Green onion I need out. That was it. Okay, we know what that was. Oh, I need to get the lid back on this. I'm probably going to have to buy some Bragg's, because I don't think I'm going to have apple cider vinegar done in time before I have to refill this. Would you like to go outside? Is that what you're doing? Okay. Don't bark too loud. So, let me get some things cleared out of the way. You know, I have a tiny kitchen, so, I mean, it doesn't look tiny, but really I have this counter space to work. That's my fermentation station, my sink, and all that. Anybody want to come redesign my kitchen? Add some lights to it? I'd really appreciate it. Oh, I can pour this back. It's like, what is that fluid in there? That fluid would happen to be apple cider vinegar. I got to get that dog in. She's barking at the neighbors. She does protect us, and I feel really lucky because we don't have to have anything dangerous in the house because we have her. I asked him to take that out. Hey, Pop! Stella, come back in. Thank you, puppy. Okay. Why don't you go lay down? I don't want to lay down. I want to bark at all the neighbors. I want to bark at all the neighbors. I want to bark at all the neighbors. I always tell her to go lay down. Poor thing. She's like, why? I am a dog. I need to bark. I am a dog. My other dog, my lab, we had this black lab that would run out the back door, right? And before she even got her foot on the porch, you could hear her. She'd just start barking. It was this. Bark, 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 bark. She had a rhythm. And so I made up, this is my backyard, this is my backyard, this is my backyard. This is my backyard, this is my backyard, this is my backyard. I love dogs, especially when you put human traits on them. See you later, Kate. Thank you. Have a great evening. Have a great evening. Thank you for coming. Dogs have such strong personalities that you start to make human things. You start to make them human, you know. So I haven't come up with like what Stella's saying because she doesn't have the same rhythm every time. So anyway, I'm not going to get this completely cleaned up, but at least have the space cleared, and I'll wipe this down so that, and we'll cut up some stuff. Oh no, we got a couple things we can do. We could either make cherry kefir, which I think, hopefully I have enough jars to jar a new kefir. Yes, we can make cherry kefir, and then we'll do the sweet potatoes. So let me see, make sure I have 1 jar, 2 jars. This is actually it. Okay. I have to have enough, if I'm going to make my kefir, I have to have I know what I'll do. see what this looks like. Oh, that didn't even. Something that fermented wasn't supposed to. We're not. I got to get these back on the counter. These didn't fizz at all. Oh, that one did. Maybe I'll drink this one. That one needs to stay on the counter. Okay. So here is my mango water kefir. Perfect. That one was not ready yet to be in the oven. So I could make, you know what I'll do? I'll make a big one instead. So I'll make a big mango. That makes sense. That's what we'll do. Yeah. This used to be my kombucha jar, and I don't make kombucha anymore. So let's go ahead and. All right, those sweet potatoes should be done soon. This needs to stay here. This is going to be a very interesting kefir because of the molasses, but it is ready to, it's ready. It's reproduced and everything. The thing I have to do, though, I have to make sure that I have my sugar water made. So this calls for a half cup of sugar with water. And once again, I use our city water because it's actually good water. So let me get that sugar. We are fortunate in St. Paul to be able to drink our water without fear. And I know that's not true for so many communities around the world. I feel blessed. What am I doing? Okay, timer off. Yep, they're ready. Let me get These need to cool down. So this is a twice, we're going to turn that up. Twice stuffed sweet potato we're going to do. But before we do that, before we get any further with that, we're going to make our water kefir so that we have it ready. And I don't know why I'm doing it this way. This actually should be. Okay, I'm not thinking right, you guys. Not thinking with both sides of my brain right now. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let's do it. So I put it in here, and I shouldn't have put it in here. I should have put it right in here. And this was a little bit wet, so. So we are going to, I need a little bit more sugar because a lot of that's stuck inside of there. So about that much more. And thank you guys who are still here. I really appreciate it. We will, my sink is kind of loaded right now, but get some sugar dissolved while we get the grains. Oh, I'm not making any sense here. This can go away now. Those are cooling. This needs to dissolve. That I probably need to rinse. Okay. All right, just getting myself reacquainted with what I'm supposed to be doing. So you know that here I am. Thank you for staying. You know that water kefir is a ferment as well, but it also has a SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, but it is not like the SCOBY is not like what you'd see in kombucha. SCOBYs are little grains. They're called water kefir grains. And here they come. They go forth and multiply a lot. So I already have almost twice as much as I did when I first got them. And what I like to do is swish it around so I can get the last ones out of there. So when you're using a lighter sugar, your water kefir grains aren't this brown. But because I needed to use molasses to give it some minerals, they turned a little bit brown. So I used, and the smaller the kefir grain, the stronger it is. So I used blackstrap molasses to help it along this time. And that's why we have the tan color. Blackstrap molasses has a ton of minerals. So, all right. There's our water kefir. Normally this is a clear color. And it's fizzy right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and taste it as is. And then see what I think about. It does have that slight molasses flavor, but it's not as strong as like molasses candy, and I think this is going to grow really great with the tart cherry juice. So let me get that going. Yeah, I would drink that straight. So Troy says he took my glass though, didn't he? Okay. Dissolving just fine. So 2 ounces, and I believe this is an ounce. Maybe that's a half ounce. Anyway, so that much with water, and then I'll put that in there, and then we'll just bottle. We'll go ahead and bottle right away in this one here. Who just came in? Dad's Vintage Garage. Hello, good to see you. We are right now. We're killing time while the sweet potatoes cool off, and then we're gonna make a vegan twice baked sweet potato with kind of Latin style with black beans and salsa and green onion. So that was a tart cherry juice concentrate. I just added some water, and we're going to put this right into the molasses kefir. I know I shouldn't call it molasses kefir, but there we go. And whatever those probiotics are doing in there, they will probably, they'll start to eat that right away. So it's as simple as that. Put these off to the side. And we're going to do a big one because this is going to taste great. Oops. I can't wait to taste this, you guys, when it's done fermenting. Okay, I want to save a little bit for me. What did I do with my glass? I'm always looking for a glass of something. Oh, ha ha. There we go. Let's see. Now this is before any sugars in the tart cherry gets eaten out. That's a perfect match. Because I had to use the molasses to feed or a tablespoon of molasses to feed the water kefir, that tart cherry is perfectly balances it. Perfectly balances it. Yeah, sure, you can stop by, Vintage Dad. Come on through. Kidding. Got the lid on this. Screw it on, and this too is going over into the fermentation station. So we'll put this back here. This is our fire cider. Remember, that's what we did earlier. It's got lots of ingredients. This is our cherry molasses water kefir. Our beet kvass is still going. I still have some sauerkraut back here. I put this back on the counter because it was nowhere near ready. And I had pulled this one out because it was ready. Mango water kefir. I have all of this left. I think I need this. There we go. Okay. Shall we see if we can get the sweet potatoes carved out? Oh, you're looking at my nose. Sorry. Let's see if we can get the sweet potatoes. Oh no, I haven't. Oh Jesus. Jesus, hallelujah. Okay, that is enough for me. I need to go ahead and finish my water kefir. Goodness. City water, because it's good. Fill it up to 2 quarts. Dump your water kefir back in. Kefir grains. And you're good to go. Now, what water kefir does is it has a ton of probiotics in it. I started making it again. I had stopped making it about a year ago because it's a lot of maintenance. You have to make it in the summertime. You have to make it every other day. In the winter, you can make it once a week, and I drink that much of it. It's got more probiotics than kombucha. Kombucha has more enzymes, but what you need to do is build your gut bacteria. Water kefir is better for you. So here we go. We're going to dump those back in. They will eat all this sugar, and in a week we will make another batch. So this is just 2 coffee filters and a canning ring. I think it is. Okay, come on. Darn it. Let me try this again. They don't call it live for nothing. There we go. Okay, so the reason you use coffee filters is because this is an aerobic fermentation, meaning it needs air. It's not anaerobic, okay? And it'll do its due, and this keeps the dust out of it. If you had a perfectly clean house and there was no such thing as dust or bugs, you could just ferment this in the open, but that's not the case here. So, out there, that there, that there. Here. Da-da-da. Keep that in a darkish place. All right, let's do the sweet potatoes, you guys. So this is my vegan journey. Troy has gout. That's why we drink cherry juice. I have a number of food allergies, and my blood pressure is a little bit high. And I think one of the ways we can deal with this one of the ways that we're dealing with it besides exercise and diet, or exercise and mental health and all of that, is our diet. So we have chosen to go towards a more plant-based diet. However, we also agreed that we wouldn't waste food, that we would eat what we have. So yesterday we had chicken because we have chicken in the freezer. And as we go along, start to really let those old habits go. One of the old habits we let go recently, like the end of last year, was steak every Friday. We were having steak every Friday. And yes, it was grass-fed steak. And yes. All the good things about what you can, And one day I woke up and I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't want to have steak every Friday. It's not special anymore. So not only have we let that go, but I haven't had a steak since. I mean, maybe I have. Over at my niece's house, she does steak and pork and all this. And I'm not going to say no to, I'm a guest in somebody's house. I'm not going to say no. She is aware that we are going towards a more plant-based diet. And as a matter of fact, in maybe this coming weekend, I believe Troy and I are going over there, and we're introducing them to Beyond Meat burgers. Maybe she'll maybe she'll try it, right? It's just, there's ethical reasons for me. I saw a video, a documentary called What You Eat Matters. And I cried for the whole hour and whatever minutes it was, because even though I am very aware of how awful the meat industry is, for some reason, this video, commercial meat industry, I'm not talking about my family farmers, that I know, Bar 5 and all these other people. I'm not talking about them, but the meat industry, which is really the only meat I can afford. I can't afford organics and free range and all that. Our diet, our budget just doesn't support that. So after watching this documentary, I said, we're moving in that direction. That's what we're doing. You need it for your health. I need it for my mental health. I need it for my health as well. And we just have to do this. So he was not arguing. Troy had no argument, because he's like, I could take or leave meat. He's also somebody who you hand him food and he puts it in his mouth. So, let's see where we are. Kefir, fermented milk with yeast and bacteria. Kefir grains for kefir milk. I use cultures for health starter, and then just keep feeding my next batch with that. Now, as we go towards a more plant-based diet, I may change that to going into some other form of nut milk. But I don't know. There are some things I'm not there yet to let the kefir milk go. 10 minutes ago, so I think I can handle it. It's just I'm gonna have to put them down. Yeah, and it's very sweet. So let's go ahead, and I think I'll put some gloves on because it's sticky. And we will cut these potatoes open, scoop out the innards, and then I'll find out what I need to do next. This is not a recipe I have written, but I'm tweaking it as we go. I found it in our Co-ops magazine. So, and it's called Prepare for Game Day. And I guess the Vikings and somebody else Vikings are playing in San Francisco. and the Packers are playing someplace. I'm a Packer fan, but I'm the right kind of Packer fan as far as I'm concerned. I love them whether they win or lose, because what's their job? What do they get paid for? They get paid to win or lose. Actually, they get paid to play the game, and they may win or lose, so I don't care. My husband is not a Vikings fan. He used to be. But then 1998 happened with Drop-a-Knee Denny. That's what we call him, the coach, Denny Green. Said, drop a knee, and they lost the game. So he was done after that. Did I say drop a knee? I meant take a knee. Ever since that game where he's, Coach Denny Green was like, take a knee. He's been taking knee Denny for me ever since. Can't let my steak go. Edward Smart, that's fine. I got sick of it for some reason. I'm not suggesting anybody else I should show you what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting anybody else needs to do what I do. Oh, so pretty. Oh. Look at that. I'm not suggesting that anybody do what I do. I'm just doing it because it's what I need to do. A year ago, you could not tell me that I would think about letting go of an animal protein diet. Okay, so what we need to do here is gently scoop this out so the skins are intact. We want to leave some of the sweet potato in there. Well, this may not prove as easy as I hoped. When you're learning to eat a new way, some of your it is a challenge to learn new cooking techniques. Oops, I almost went. There's a lot of roasting I've been doing lately. Okay, so I'm supposed to leave some of the sweet potato in there because we're gonna put it all back in with some non-dairy yogurt. Oh, please don't rip. Yeah, this is not easy, guys. So I'm trying to make little boats so that we can restuff it back in there. What's going on? Can't let mistake go right. I know that. So we're making little sweet potato boats. Perfect for game day. And I'm not watching a game. And I'll find out soon if the Vikings have won or lost because the bar across the street will erupt. And if you hear people cussing to beat the band, they lost. If you hear people cussing to beat the band, but they're hooting and hollering at the same time, they won. But they're always going to be cussing. I think I got a hole on that one. These are pretty thin-skinned. I didn't realize that. That's good enough. I wonder if I can get a little bit. Okay, one more, and then I will see what we need to do. Oops, I don't want to go down that far. Oops. Oh, you guys, they smell good, though. I forgot how good they smell. I didn't, we don't eat a lot of sweet potatoes because I made the assumption that my husband didn't like sweet potatoes. He's like, where did you get that assumption? So one of the reasons we're having this meal is because this is the one he found. This is the recipe he found. So we're going to mix in the bowl. We're going to mix yogurt until it's combined, and then we're going to mix in black beans and corn. I'm not all about the corn, but that's all right. It's certainly not keto. I am aware of that. Okay, so we are going to use a vegan almond milk yogurt, because this is my vegan journey. Take 2. And I think we only need about 1/3 of a cup. So, oops. Why don't I do it this way? Okay. I'm looking for not a whisk. I'm looking for my, oh, that's right. I don't have, I left my potato masher up north. I forgot it. So I guess I'll use a fork. The last time I mashed potatoes, I had to mash it with a fork because I forgot I had left it up north. This is really obnoxious. Super obnoxious. I do wish I had my potato masher, or at least a whisk. Well, hey, it's a labor of love, right? 8 watching, 7 watching, 10 thumbs up. Thank you guys. If you haven't thumbs up the live, please do so. Please do so, please do so. Oh, it's turning a pretty color though. I wonder what this tastes like. You guys have never tasted this, because this is my vegan journey. It'll work. I don't think I would eat that on its own, but I definitely would cook with it. It's an adjustment going from milk products to non-dairy products, that's for sure. We bought some pepper jack non-dairy cheese today, some vegan cheese. And there's something about when I inhaled it, it had, it tasted, it just was weird. But when I ate it, it wasn't bad. But when I breathed it in, it felt like I was breathing in a chemical. So I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Now that didn't taste like that. But let's see. Need salt and pepper. So the Southwest twist, I do believe, is the black beans and the corn. I don't know if I want to put corn in this. I need some salt. I did about a half teaspoon. I need some pepper. Now, there are some chunks of black pepper in there that did not get ground up very well. I grind my own black pepper with a machine. Okay. Okay. 6 in the house. Thank you for sticking around. All right. All right. This is quite messy. And I am going to drain the black beans, get them in there. I wonder why we have to have corn in this. It's just something I'm kind of opposed to, but I'll make it because my husband wants it. So opening up, I bought Bush's black beans because they were only 89 cents and I'm on budget. Okay, rinse and drain. You know what? I'm going to move all these things over here. That way we are not, our vision is not blocked. Rinse out this thing. Okay, so where's the dirtiest place in your kitchen? You guessed it. Your sink. That's why I always have apple cider vinegar next to my sink so I can spray it down before I do any work or after I do any work. All right, so I don't have to worry about that right now because all we're doing is, I don't think I need to use all the black beans because we don't have 6 sweet potatoes. So rinse. There we go. Black beans are super easy to make if you haven't ever made them before. I have a recipe called Easy Black Beans, I think. It's a video I have, and it calls for an orange and an onion, some garlic, salt, and pepper. And you don't even soak the beans first. You just keep adding water as needed and cook for about 3 hours, and they turn out so delicious. Now, I also add some cumin in there just because I think it's right. But when I first wrote the recipe, it only had those few ingredients. So, okay, let's put this into, I don't want to dump these just in there because I don't think I need them all. If we had 4 large sweet potatoes, okay, what am I going to do? So my vegan journey, you guys, I'm going to put, oh, all right, that's all I need. So on top of this, once it cooks again, on top of this, you add cilantro, avocado cubes, and salsa. If you want, you can put jalapeno peppers. So that is not pretty to me, but I think that's all right. Let's get that corn out. I don't know where. So I need to put this in the microwave for just a second and get it thawed out. So I'm going to use about a half cup of that. And then I'll put these back in the freezer. Yep, we're going to microwave it just for a couple seconds. I'm so glad you guys came by and you're sticking with me. I usually go for 2 hours, but this may be just a little bit longer today. Let's go for a minute and see what happens. So every Saturday every Saturday I'm going to do a vegan dish and probably some fermentation as well. And then Tuesday, you guys, just so you know, I will be doing a gluten-free recipe. It's my gluten-free mac and cheese. I'll be making that for dinner tomorrow night. Troy absolutely loves it. It's a meat-free dish. It's not dairy-free, but it's meat-free, and it's also gluten-free. I use, tomorrow I'll probably use the penne pasta. So I use Modern Table. It is a red lentil, and or maybe I'll just go over to Whole Foods and get the elbow, because I only have one red lentil and I want to make a big one. It's one of Troy's favorite dishes. We would like to somehow figure out how to make it dairy-free, but until we find a dairy-free cheese that melts well and tastes good, I'm not willing to do that yet. Right now, like I said, we're aiming for 3 vegan meals. That's good. 3 vegan meals a week, maybe 2 vegetarian, and the rest of the time we're going to work on. That's good. It's not ugly now. I don't know if corn would have been my choice, but this is the recipe Troy wanted, so. We were on a high protein diet for a while, I think, because we thought that was a good idea. I'm not on any diet right now. I'm on a health, we're moving towards health. So there's that. I feel like this needs red pepper flakes too. Scoop yogurt until combined, add mix well. Fill potato skins with the mixture, bake for another 10 to 15 minutes, garnished with avocado, cilantro, onions, green onions. So I'll cut all this up. We'll get this in the bowls. So let's scoop this back in and form them. I think it's going to be delicious. We're going to start. I think you need more light, don't you? Do you need more light? No, you don't need more light. I'm going to start by just filling them like flush, and then for the extra, we'll put that on top. And then this one. Then there's going to be a little to put on top. It's actually much prettier now. I think the corn is actually for aesthetics because there's really no need for it. It's just an added grain. And sweet corn isn't good for you anyway. So I say. That is a pretty double stuff. I used to make a twice stuffed, twice baked potato with tons of cheese and butter, and oh, it's just awesome. I loved me for that. My heart didn't love me for that though. How's that look? Yeah, what do you think? Good? Yeah? Okay. So we are going to, thank you guys for staying. We're going to go ahead and get these back in the oven. I have to heat up the oven again. And while we're doing that, once we get them back in there, we'll cut up all the other ingredients. I should put this back in the freezer. And so our other ingredients are the avocado. You know what? I'm not going to cut up the avocado just yet. I will cut up the onions and the cilantro and take out the salsa and have that ready, because Troy isn't going to be done and ready to eat until 7. So I will make a plate up of one, but without the avocado, and I'll taste it. How's that? Get that oven heated back up. Talk about some mango kefir. This is my second one today. My gut's really good. Be happy with me tomorrow, in a good way. So, what is everybody doing for the rest of the weekend? I am making, like I said, I'm making a video tomorrow on the mac and cheese. I will some point drop a video called what I ate in San Diego. I think that'll be good. It's only about a 2-minute video, but I saw that I took all my food pictures, and I took the pictures of what everybody ate, and oh gosh, I want to go back. I had so much seafood. My first night I had octopus. The second night I had a bowl of seafood stew. It was so to die for. Did someone just come playoffs? Oh yeah. Edward Smart is still in here and he's talking to me. It makes me feel so good and loved. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm going to drop that video. I'm not going to do a lot of fancy editing on it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is it's a soda, a naturally fermented soda. I might do cherry, since we have plenty of cherry juice. So that supposedly is supposed to work with just plain old bread yeast. We'll see. The oven's almost up to temperature. I'm going to need to put this on a I will use a pizza pan. Chew your corn thoroughly. Do you know why? Do you know why you have to chew corn thoroughly? Because the husk, the hull, you cannot digest that hull. You can digest what's inside of the kernel. You can digest this part. But this part can become toxic to your body if you don't chew it up. As it goes through your system, it can fill back up with debris and it can get lodged. Bet you didn't know that. And then it becomes, an infection. So eat your corn thoroughly. Chew it up. Chew up all your food. I was watching, I'm watching this new vegan guy. He was talking about the average person chews their food about 6 times before they swallow, and then the stomach and the intestines have to do the rest of the work. But if we chewed at least 25 times, everybody would have better digestion. There's another person that says you need to chew at least 50 times. I can't do that because I have a texture thing. But 25 times 15 to 25 I can do. And as you chew, I just find all this fascinating. As you chew, your saliva helps break down the food. So you really should chew your food. We got teeth for a reason. And even if we don't have teeth, we have gums. Okay, yeah, you know. All right, so I'm gonna make some garnishes here. We're certainly not going to use all of these onions. But we are going to use some of them. We'll use 3. I should rinse these. Hold on. You're seeing all my mess. This is all live streaming mess. That's the only thing my husband doesn't like about my live streaming is I don't have time really to stop and clean up. So I have these messes, these big piles. But I will, you know, before he gets done practicing, I'll have time to do that. So I'll do some of it at least. Get the dishwasher undone and load it back up. So put that aside for right now. So this is a garnish for the potato top. I think it's going to be tasty, tasty. I love green onions. I absolutely love green onions. And they're peppery to me. I always taste a kind of pepper in a green onion. Okay, there we go. Get that cut up. Get that into a container. I love these flexible cutting boards. Make everything transference so easy with just a little bit of mess. Okay. So, and then cilantro. We need cilantro, and I'll put that in there. The green on top of that orange is just going to be delicious. It's beautiful, don't you think? Oh, good. We're up to temperature. There we go. Just a slight chop on that. Put this back. And put that off to the side. And we're going to cover this a little bit so that we have easier cleanup. At some point, I'm going to let go of my aluminum foil, I'm sure, because I believe it's not good for you. I like parchment paper, but I bet that's killing the trees.
Here's Instant Crush by Daft Punk, featuring Julian Casablancas on Amazon Music.
No, stop. Hey, it's not Siri. Who is it? Alexa, stop. Alexa thought I was saying something. And I forgot. I have Siri and Alexa. Oh, no, Alexa, no. One. Okay, let's get this closer. This is going to fill us up. Okay, can you imagine this and this on top? Okay, let's get that in the oven. Timer 15 minutes. All right. for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Edward, I know you've been here the longest. It means everything to me. Dad's vintage kefir milk, fermented milk. Yes. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Dad. Nope, Dad's not here. B. Nope. Let's see. B. Oh, B, the difference is still here. Dad. Oh, there you are. Okay. Thank you. So we are at the end. I do want to put one together for you. I want to show you what it looks like, and I want to taste it, but I have to wait 15 minutes, and I'm wondering, can y'all hang out for 15 minutes? I can do some dance. Actually, what else I did need to do one more thing. I forget what it was. I have so many projects I'm thinking. Was it in here? Oh, yeah, okay. This is not what I was going to do, but I know what I can do. I can make Troy's ginger juice for before he goes to, yeah, that's what I'll do. So this recipe also calls for salsa. I make my own fermented salsa. Oh, it's so good. Smell that. Oh, you can't smell it. Anyway, I make my own fermented salsa, and it is awesome. I made a big batch this time, and that along with my fermented, we rearranged the refrigerator. That along with my fermented peppers makes the best tacos on Tuesday. Oh, here's something, you guys. So our tacos have always had meat. And so Tim Turner, who is also a friend of Blake Kirby's from Daddy Kerb's Farm, a homesteading story, said, try this. Morningstar Griller Crumbles. So we're going to try this. We're going to see if, with my taco seasoning, if this is going to be good enough. And if this isn't good enough, then, and we only paid, I think we paid $4 for this. But if this isn't good enough, we will go ahead. I don't want to do it. But we will go ahead and pay the $9.99 or $10.99 for the Beyond Meat hamburger. Not the burger itself, because they make a burger, but they also have Beyond Meat burger blocks, where you can make your own hamburger the size you want using the Beyond Meat. So we went with cheaper, non-GMO soy. I kind of want to stay away from soy for Troy, because there's a lot of estrogen in soy. But the ingredients in this, reduced sodium tamari soy sauce, which means it's gluten-free. Does it say gluten-free? Well, they're using tamari, so that's good. Natural flavor, which is MSG. Salt, garlic powder, onion powder, gum acacia. I don't know what that is. Sugar and spices. So it's akin to TVP. And I think it'll be perfect for tacos, because I make my own taco seasoning, and that's strong enough to cover up anything. I'm part of Joy's Be the Difference crew. Oh, you are! Yay! So Be the Difference. I have to tell you this, Joy, when my husband first heard your voice, I had you playing in the background, a live stream playing in the background. He's like, I like her. I'm like, do you even know what she's talking about? He said, no, but she's not like shucking and jiving. She's not trying to get all the attention. And sorry, you guys, my nose is running again. And she's making sense. She's really making sense. or he sat down and listened. She's really making sense. I really like what she's about. So I try to catch you as often as I can, but my workload is killing me. Yes, I know, Joy, I need to sell my sauerkraut. I should probably sell my mango kefir too. I wouldn't make any other flavor but mango. So we're going to try the Morning Star and see how that goes. Has anybody ever had that? Okay. All right, let me try to clean up a little bit. So I have another horseradish root. I should, you know what I could do, but I don't need it. Who's here? Susie Bosch, hi, how are you? We have made, I'll show you. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I have somebody to show it when I have to blow my nose. Okay, so Susie, we have done a couple things today that I'm really proud of. Have you ever heard of fire cider? Fire cider has so many ingredients, the strongest being, two strongest being the habanero pepper, which you can see it right there, and the horseradish. Other ingredients include ginger, black peppercorn, lemon, rosemary, turmeric. I use turmeric powder as well, and cinnamon. And so what you do, and apple cider vinegar. Oh, Susie, you missed something. I had apple cider vinegar sitting on the shelf since October, and I opened it. I must have bottled it when there was still a lot of sugar in it, because I've got hard apple cider. I've got alcoholic apple cider. Anyway, it went up and started, it fizzed up. Anyway, I did have enough apple cider in other places, in other jars. So I just finished adding the apple cider that way. So it's 3 cups of apple cider vinegar and a cup of locally brewed local honey, unfiltered. So this needs to sit for 4 weeks, and when 4 weeks are over, I strain it out, and I have this fiery hot, I forgot, onions and ginger too. Call for 2 heads of garlic. That's what I meant, not ginger. I already said ginger. Call for 2 heads of garlic, but I only did 1 because my garlic was really big. So I did 1 head of garlic and then 1 medium onion. So this is going to kick any disease's butt if it tries to knock on our door. You take a shot of this in the morning, a shot at night, and it just kills things, except for you. Then, Susie, this is a tart cherry water kefir. I did the mango. I have mango right here that I'm drinking. But when I was in San Diego hey, Ralph Marouk, good to see you. The whole household is on the fire cider now. Good. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a water kefir. When we were away in San Diego for a week, I didn't get an opportunity to make water kefir. So it sat on the counter, probably went a little bit dormant because it didn't get fed sugar in time. So I added a tablespoon of blackstrap molasses. And it's half a cup of sugar, the normal half cup of sugar, and then let it sit for a week. And now it tastes a little bit like molasses, so I decided that I would counter it with tart cherry. Who else is here? There's 9 in the house again. I decided I would counter it with tart cherry. And it was a beautiful mix. It's beautiful. So this is going to sit on the counter for about a week and get fizzy. Then, since this is my vegan journey too, I did a version of this recipe, which is a stuffed baked sweet potato, and right now it's in the oven. I baked the sweet potatoes. I scooped them out. I added some vegan yogurt to it. I'm not too impressed with this, but I think it's good in cooking. I'd like to find something that tastes better. If you know anything about vegan yogurt, let me know. Added some vegan yogurt, some black beans. We still have some left. Some black beans and some corn, salt and pepper. And when we put them back in the oven, and when we take it out, we're going to take it out in about 4 minutes. I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to add the green pepper. That's not green pepper. I'm going to add the green onion and the cilantro and taste it. And then this live stream is going to be done. But I've had a really good time. How is yogurt vegan? Where is it? This, Ralph, is almond milk yogurt. So it's not made with cow's milk. So I have no idea. I don't know how that works. I'll tell you, I'm not as impressed with it as I wish I was. But I think it's fine in cooking. I guess I talked away those 15 minutes, didn't I? We got 3 minutes before I'm pulling it out and I'm going to taste it. So, and then I talked about how you need to, if you're going to eat corn, the only part of the corn you can actually digest is the part that's inside. You cannot digest the hull. So if you're going to eat corn, you need to make sure you chew. Do I have personal experience with what the corn hull can do? I don't know. Of course, I might have. But the corn hull, you guys, if it goes through your system, you have a slow system like I used to, that corn hull can get filled in again with debris from your gut. I find this, I know this sounds really sick, like, why are you telling this story or why are you doing this again? I find it to be very important because I know a lot of people who, after eating corn, a couple weeks later, they've gotten sick. They don't know why they've gotten sick. They have, or they get this pain or whatever, because there's a stoppage because the corn hull hulls are full and got stuck, and it's painful. So, my life journey. Hey, Karen, glad I caught you live. Hey, and you're going to see the end result of my new vegan dish. It is the twice baked sweet potato Latin style with black beans and corn. And I'm going to add cilantro and green onion and a little bit of my fermented hot sauce. Yes. So we just have 2 minutes before we have that unveiling. I'm super excited about it. Yes, I call it an unveiling because it's new to me. So, 59 seconds. And then I can taste it. I'm going to put it on this plate. Now I'm going to decorate. The only thing I won't decorate it with is the avocado because I need that to stay in good shape. I need that not to get brown before Troy has his, and he'll be done at 7. So the corn hull gets full of debris from your gut. Whoa, interesting. Yes, if it is not chewed up, you guys, you got to chew it up. You got to chew it up because the inside part is the only part you can digest. This has a hole in it, and if it goes through your body like this, right, it can get filled up with debris. You gotta chew it. Yes. Here's what it looks like before. Now, if you don't like cilantro, of course, don't use cilantro. Okay, this is my fermented salsa. I don't know if that's pretty or not, but this is it. I don't do thumbnails like that. Okay, so here we're moving towards the end of my live stream. I am going to eat my masterpiece. Not the whole thing, just one bite, because I don't do mukbangs. Let's see, what do I want to use? I should probably get a fork. Okay. Are you ready? Do I need more light? I don't know. Oh, I want that. Come back here. There we go. I'm gonna cry because it's so good. I think I'm gonna be able to do this thing. You guys, I'm sorry. Oh my God. This is awesome. 100% vegan. My vegan journey. My husband's gonna love this. Oh, I think I'm really gonna be able to do this. I think this vegan thing, I'm gonna find dishes like this. I think this is really gonna work. Oh, I'll be back. We win. You guys, we win. Trish loves Doug. I came over to watch the replay. Just assumed you were done. No, Trish, I had to taste it because they stuck with me and I wanted to finish a complete vegan meal on camera. And I'm crying and it's amazing. And I think I can do this. I think I can, if I can continue to find recipes like this and make recipes like this up, and this doesn't even have the avocado on it yet. I think that vegan transition is not going to be that bad. I gotta stop eating because I want to be able to eat with my husband. I definitely want to be able to eat and put the avocado on it. So, you guys, thank you for sticking. Oh my God, here comes people. What you'll see in replay, Trish and all, I never live stream for 2.5 hours. I never do that. But I wanted to get things. I got a big piece of black pepper. And that was right and good. I wanted to make sure I got through everything. And if that meant I went a little bit longer, I was fine with that. So I made the fire cider. I made the tart cherry kefir water. And I made this delicious, wonderful vegan dish, stuffed, twice baked sweet potato. Man, I think it's time to get off. Thank you for coming for the replay. If you want to go back, I'd so love that. I think you'll enjoy what you saw. I had one big error, just one, and but that's okay. It's live for a reason. Okay, you guys. Sustenance, something, and tranquility. I forgot what my second word is. Live, love, and learn was last year. Sustenance. Somebody remember? So food. Oh, focus. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Okay. So my 3 words for 2020 are sustenance, focus, and tranquility. I need all of that. So I'm changing the way I eat for sustenance. I am finding focus so I don't forget to do things like my grades. I am finding tranquility so that my job doesn't eat up my life. Sustenance, focus, and tranquility. I wish that for all of you the rest of the weekend. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I will talk to you all later. Thanks. What a great meal I made. Okay, bye. I don't know if I can end it. Yes, I can.